Hey there, it's Kristina in Maker Exchange over at the Corona Public Library, bringing you episode 17 of video editing. Today, we're going to be focusing on the power of music in film. Now, music in film has a lot of history. So the first film with music debuted in 1895. And we've been using music long before we've actually had voice recordings. So up until 1929, the theater is who actually produced and created and offered the music. It wasn't until 1929 where we started to see the silent films with music synced up. And that at 1929 is what we started calling the Golden Age. And that's where we see a lot of the orchestra music with our silent films. Once we reach the 50s, we start to see an addition of symphonic jazz. So we have our orchestra with an addition of jazz added in, as seen in A Streetcar Named Desire. Once we get into the 60s, we start to see the addition of westerns, pop, and the continuation of jazz. In the 80s, we have orchestra returns, such as seen in Star Wars. As we get into the 90s, it was known as everything but the kitchen sink, as western, pop, rap, hip hop, and orchestra and jazz were all being used during the films of the 90s. And if you would like a box office hit example, I suggest you go over to the YouTube channel Sideways. He has a video called How Pixar Makes You Cry, and it's all in the use of music and how they utilize music to create that emotion. And we really look at the movie Up. And he has a few examples of how they could have created more emotion if using the right music. The reason we're not doing it in this video is due to the copyright issues that so many YouTube channels have had when doing these examples. His video is still up, though there is a two-part due to copyright issue, but it's a great example of Pixar. So if we're going to look at copyright-free examples, we can use this footage with a variety of different music and see how it creates different emotion. So here we're going to use hip-hop music with the same exact footage. And now we'll flip that over to rap. And now we're going to use suspense as if it's a suspense movie. And then use pop as if it's a music video. And last but not least, we can do something sad as if she had just been fired. So as you can see, utilizing stock footage really can show the power of how music can manipulate how you feel when looking at the footage. So we can use the same footage for creating a sad scene as well as an excited or love scene where she's thinking of somebody that she loves. So the next time that you decide to make a film or even something for social media, go ahead and take in the consideration of adding in music in the background to really hone in on the feeling that you're trying to convey in that video. The music that we used for today's examples are actually from Canva Pro. So if you have a Canva account, there are now a lot of music samples to be utilized if they are short. If you want something longer, be sure to go out and find copyright-free material, royalty-free material. And as always, be sure to give credit where credit is due. And if you have any questions about utilizing music or any of the other videos from video editing, be sure to leave them in the comments, and we'll see you next time.